We have a ton of news out of the New York Rangers training camp to take a look at here. We've got power play lines, PK lines. We've got some injury news, a lineup to take a look at, as well as two players who cleared waivers who could be some top call-ups for this team as well. So getting on here, taking a look at those two guys that cleared waivers and are going to be assigned to the AHL. That is Louis Domingue, goalie, and obviously D-man Mac Hollowell. This is a very good move here. Not game-breaking, not Stanley Cup winning here because of this move, but Louis Domingue will be maybe the third goalie, maybe the third string kind of guy, the top call-up, or Dylan Grant. I'll have to wait and see, but two very good goalies down there in the AHL now. Obviously, I'm happy Louis Domingue did clear. So that's good to have that kind of depth there. More of a veteran guy, and obviously having the young guy in Dylan Grant down there in the AHL. And on the defensive side of things, we have Mac Hollowell, probably the top right-handed D-man call-up unless they want to have Harper play on the right side like they did a bit last year as well. But a good puck moving, still in his mid-20s. Good offensive D-man. Played with the Leafs last year, made his NHL debut with them, as well as had a very good year last year with the Marlies in the AHL. So should be a pretty solid call-up there if we need, obviously need him. And taking a look at the lineup here, though, some very interesting news. Chytil is still not in the lineup, not practicing with the guys. Tweet here from Vince Picagliano, and definitely go give him a follow if you want some more updates on the training camp and stuff here. He tweets out, Laviolette said that Filip Chytil skated on his own this morning, asked if he's at risk of not being ready for October 12th. He said, I don't see it being that way. I'm hoping he's ready. Like I said at the time, I don't think it's a long thing. So that's good to see that it's apparently not going to be a long-term injury with Chytil. Obviously, you want to see him in preseason and getting some work in and obviously practicing with the guys and stuff, but it is what it is. I mean, he's practicing on his own right now, skating a bit, so that is good to see that he probably will be ready for October 12th, but if he's not, there's an interesting guy here in the top six that could be making his NHL debut here. Taking a look at the first line first off, though. Panarin, Zibanejad, Kakko. Great to see Kakko there in the top six. He's definitely, so far, looked pretty solid in training camp, but I think he's overall could very well be in the top six for opening night. And then taking a look, though, at the second line, Kreider, Trocheck, and Brennan Othmann. With Chytil out, Othmann's obviously getting more of a look in the top six, which is definitely a good sign there. I mean, he could be in the lineup for opening day. You never know. It's still possible. Personally, I still think, especially if Chytil is healthy and ready to go, that Othmann and Cooley will both be in the AHL to start this year. But we'll have to wait and see. You never know. And I'm definitely okay with it. I just think that I'd rather see him getting like top line minutes or at least top 6 minutes in the AHL other than being like a fourth line kind of player. So if they're not at least in the top 9, I don't want to see Othmann or Cooley on this team. I'd rather see him in the AHL getting a lot more minutes down there. Take a look at the third line, though. Lafreniere, Gaudreau, Wheeler. Not bad, obviously, with Chytil being out. Gaudreau sliding up to the third line where he'll normally be on the fourth line, I'm sure. But still, good to see that. And then, obviously, Lafreniere, though, kind of slipping back. But it is not set in stone by any means. And especially with Chytil coming back, things will probably switch around a bit, too. So we'll have to wait and see. Fourth line, though, of Bonino, Pitlick, Vesey. Not a bad fourth line. I mean, obviously, my fourth line I want to see come opening day, if everyone's healthy and stuff, is like probably Gaudreau on the left wing, Bonino down the middle, and Vesey on the right wing, or you could have, obviously, switch Gaudreau and Vesey on either wing, but that's kind of the fourth line I want to see, or Pitlick on there as well isn't a bad option. But normally, Gaudreau will be on that fourth line, having a lot better depth, especially when Chytil is healthy, but with the injury there, obviously, Gaudreau is going to slide up into the top 9, so it is what it is. And rotating in the kind of the extras for today were Brodzinski and Cooley, so not bad at all there. Taking a look at the D pairs, though, Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, no surprises there. That definitely could be we just do the same thing as we did last year. And Gustafsson, Schneider, exactly what I'm expecting. And Harper Jones as the 7th, 8th D-man is, again, what was expected. So nothing shocking there. And then obviously Igor and Quick in net. Moving on, though, and taking a look at some other news here. Kind of Laviolette talking about the practice lines here. He says, Lav on practice lineup. I wouldn't read anything into the practice today other than it was a really good day's work. So obviously good to see they're getting some good work in. He's still experimenting and seemed to be talking about Lav when he said, if you saw somebody on the left wing, it's not necessarily because they're not playing right wing. So just because, like I said, I told you guys, obviously Lav is playing that third line left wing today, it doesn't mean he's not going to be on the right wing come opening day. He's just trying stuff out, and he's going to keep doing that until, a couple last days, I'd imagine. He's going to get a lot of looks at a lot of different things. That's what he should do. He's got to find the best lines possible, get the most out of this entire lineup. Taking a look at the PP1 here, we have, pretty much the same thing as we've had in the past. I mean, Fox, Panarin, Trocheck, Zibanejad, and Kreider. no surprises there. I think the four guys that are set in stone pretty much on that PP1, Fox, Panarin, Spezza, and Kreider, and then Trocheck, Chytil, Wheeler, Laff, Kakko, Othman, and when he's up with the Rangers. I think there's a lot of different looks we could get there. But for right now, obviously, yeah, Trocheck should be put in there, but it definitely could change. But I do think that the kind of four guys of Fox, Panarin, Spezza, and Kreider are pretty much locked in for that PP1. Then PP2, though, Gustafsson, Keandre Miller, Kakko, Wheeler, and Lafreniere. So pretty interesting there, as well as Vince tweets out that Lafreniere and Wheeler were both taking faceoffs on separate dots. So that's kind of cool to see that, Laff is getting a bit of, chance of taking faceoffs on that power play. But obviously, this is mainly because Chytil is obviously out. So there's 2D there. Are we going to have Gus and Miller when Chytil's healthy? Are we going to have, Kakko or Wheeler or Laff kicked out? Or is it going to go to the D-man? We'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure Chytil will be on that PP2, probably taking faceoffs, especially, obviously when Trocheck's on PP1. But if Trocheck's on PP2, then he's probably taking faceoffs. So we still don't know what the power play is going to look like yet, even with Chytil healthy or not healthy. So obviously there's still a lot to take a look at there, but we won't know for another week or so at least, I'm sure. But taking a look at the PK units here for the forwards, the kind of forward duos here for the PKs, one is obviously Zibanejad Kreider. That'll be PK1, I'm sure. But then for PK2 and stuff, it could be Gaudreau, VC, and Bonino and Pitlick were also getting work together. But also, we saw Cooley and Othman apparently getting some PK shifts together. So in the AHL, that definitely could be a PK1 or PK2 down there in the AHL this year. It's definitely a possibility. I think that could be good for them. Getting experience down there in the AHL, being on the penalty kill and stuff together definitely could work out pretty good for the defensive games. And Othman did obviously drop in offensive numbers this year in the OHL, but his overall game looked a lot better, so that is definitely something to keep an eye on. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, please smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for daily New York Rangers content. Comment down your guys' thoughts. Thanks for watching, and see ya.